And likewise with the helping. If I ask you, how do I find the bathroom? Well, I mean, of course you have reasons that maybe you don't know or something. You say, oh, I'm not going to tell you. You know, all you have to do is point your finger. You know, why aren't you going to? So we have to, or if, take another one, even if I omit to tell you something that is interesting or important to you. So let's say we both know that your favorite musical group is in, or sorry. I find out that we both know who your favorite musical group is, and I find out that they're coming to give a concert, and you never find out about it, and they come and they go, and you find out later that they, and you said, yeah, I knew they came, but you didn't tell me, right? You didn't tell me that they were here. Well, that's a breach to our friendship. That's something that you knew that I would want to know, and you didn't tell me about it. So we have norms that govern helpfulness and informativeness. That when it's low cost, you have to do it, and if it's too high cost, you can be excused for not doing it. But if it's low cost, you have to do it. Okay, so informing is something that we do. We give people information that's useful to, interesting to them. We even have to do it at some level. And now finally, sharing. So we talked some about sharing yesterday, and so I'm not really going to, and I'm a little bit low on time here, so I'm not going to talk about it much. But I'll just say that chimps, this is a study that chimps don't really share food that they think they have a chance for. That's really the short lesson. And you remember from yesterday, they don't share very well. If the food is in the middle and they pull this in together, then the food is packed in the middle. They have a very hard time sharing it between them. And the children, if you recall, come in and the child, one child comes over here, but they still end up sharing the food equally. So the sharing food is not something you can expect chimps to do. And in fact, we also did an ultimatum game with chimps. And those of you who don't know the ultimatum game, let me say very, very briefly. In the ultimatum game, in the adult human version, I'm given 100 euros, for example, and they say, okay, I can offer some to this other person, and then any amount I want to offer, and then the other person can either accept that offer, and we each take our respective portions and go home. Or you can reject that offer, and nobody gets anything. Okay? So I get the 100 euros, and introspect for a moment. I get the 100 euros, and I get to share it however I want, and I offer you 10. Okay? The finding is that most people reject that, and nobody gets anything, and everybody goes home broke. And if you think about it just a minute, what you just did was you paid 10 euros to watch me suffer losing my 90 euros that I thought I was going to get. Now, why did you do that? Because I was being unfair to you, and you're not going to let me get away with that because you're not a sucker, and so you're going to pay 10 euros to watch me pay for my greediness. All right? And you get great pleasure out of that, actually. All right? And so this norm of fairness governs, and not only that, but I know that. I know that about you already, and so the modal offer is 50%. Not the mean offer, but the modal offer is 50%. And the mean offer is 40-something%. And so usually it ends up being a somewhat fair division. Chimpanzees, on the other hand, don't seem to know this. And so the recipient takes whatever's offered. Now, in standard economic theory, standard in quotes, in caricatured economic theory, rational maximizing, you should take any offer, because even if I offer one is better than none. And indeed, that's what chimps do. If whatever they're offered, they take it. And the proposer always proposes the greediest one for himself, and the recipient takes whatever is offered. So actually, we titled this paper, Chimpanzees Are Rational Maximizers in an Ultimatum Game. So they're acting like the economic man that is supposed to act. Okay, and then some people have said to me on this food sharing thing, well, okay, but what about mothers and babies? So obviously, there's a kin reason why don't chimp mothers share food with their babies. They may not be sharing food with others in the group, but of course they share with their babies. Well, not so fast. Actually, let me show you I'm going to show you the video before I show you the data. So this is a typical food sharing situation with chimpanzees. This is not a special video. This is the normal situation. This is a captive situation, and this is an aptal. And this is about a 3 or 4-year-old kid. And you notice that mom is not offering, okay? The baby's taking. Mom could keep it away. This is what Franz de Waal calls passive food sharing. So mom could keep it away, but she lets the kid have some. Okay, you'll see one more. Okay, so the normal thing is chimp moms are doing their thing. When the baby wants to nurse, the baby comes and nurses. Mom usually allows that, not 100%, but usually. And when they start eating other food, mom kind of competes with the kid a little bit, and mom never says it's time to eat, never offers food. The kid's on their own to get food. And here's the data for this. This is a study done by Matsusawa in Japan, and they studied food sharing between mothers and babies. These were captive infants as well. And out of, I think it's 99, if I added it up right, 47, 49, 99 observations, 50% of the time the mom rejected the overture for food. So about half the time the kid tries to get food and mom rejects it. And of the infant's successful attempts, they're going for the palatable food, okay? And so when they're successful, they're getting, sorry, I didn't explain the thing. Mom has like something that has the good part of the fruit and then the shell or the husk or something on the outside. And so the kid always wants the good stuff, of course. And mom, she doesn't exactly offer, but she sort of lets it go down in front of the infant a little bit. She doesn't go like this, but she lets it go down. All 15 of the times, it's with the shell or the husk or the peeling. It's never with the good stuff. Okay? And that's our observation as well, in an informal sense, is that moms are always trying to buy off the kid with the crummy stuff. It's not so unusual compared to humans, right? You know, you got the good chocolate up on the top of the thing, and you got your 2-year-old eating the Twix bar or whatever. Right? Okay, so you're buying them off with the crummy stuff while you get the good stuff. But just to tell you that great apes do not provision their children with food. The children, it's in their responsibility, as it were. I'm saying their responsibility as if the adults are giving them responsibility. Kids have to go get their own food, and in human societies, in forager societies, children are of course provisioned a lot, and Kim Hill estimates that it's late teenagehood before children they carry their own weight in the group. They bring in as much food to the group as they consume. So it's teenagehood before, and in Western society, before they give up the cash machine, it's later than that, as I don't need to tell any parents.